my big thing is staying ready. Like that. I don't believe in mantras and all that. I believe in lifestyle. So my lifestyle is built off staying ready. And I preach that to my kids. Stay ready. Be on time. Be prepared. No excuses. In no particular order. If you can do those three things, you'll be able to stay ready.
What up, winners? You're now watching and listening to another episode of the Taco Thursday with JK Podcast. I'm your host, JK, and you know I'm all about helping young adults win in life and at life, and I do so with each episode of the podcast where I tackle different topics that young adults experience, young adults face, and I share my personal experiences, or my guests share their experiences, and we share different tips and strategies, actionable steps that you can implement in your own life to help you win at different aspects of your life. And today I got a special guest with me, y'all. He's from the crib. So if you're from Florida, you know the crib is just one place. It's the crib down South Florida. But to be exact, he's from Pompano Beach. The note. If you are a Blanche Ely graduate, Ely Tiger graduate, it hurt me to say this because that's more rival. But if you are a Blanche Ely graduate, then you know him holding down Bit 1-5. If you went to Bethune, graduated from Bethune, then you know him as your All-American, All-Conference linebacker. And if you are an Alabama State Swarm as one fan, right now, here's your current defensive coordinator holding it down. And if you're me, you know him as a good friend, somebody I train with, got to know, man, competed against, man, and really respect what he's doing as a man, as a father, and as a coach, man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all help me welcome my special guest, Ryan Lewis, man. What up, Ryan?
Man, what's up, man? Hey, I can get used to that now. I like that intro.
Gotta run it out, bro. Hey, you deserve it, dog. You know, anytime I have a guest, man, I want to just let you know I appreciate it. You know, I never take anybody's presence for granted. Especially, you know, I know the obligations. I can't say I know exactly, but being a former college player and knowing what goes into coaching, bro, I know your time is scarce, man. And so I appreciate you, bro, just, you know, making this happen for me, man, and last minute. So definitely don't want to hold you up, man. So with that being said, I know I gave an introduction, man, but tell the people a little bit more about like who you are, man, where you're from and what you do, dog.
For sure, but before that, I just want to say I appreciate you too, man, for sharing your platform with me. I think it's reciprocated. It goes both ways. Like you said, we've been friends for a while, and I've been watching you grow with your family and your son and your kids, and what you're doing with the podcast, and also what you're doing as far as in the school system too, man. So I'm proud of you too, bro, for sure.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot, man. And, you know, definitely appreciate that as well, man. And so, you know, definitely don't want to take those for granted, man. So thank you, man. Thank you, man, for sure, man. From one black man, one black father, and one, you know what I'm saying, hardworking man in your industry and thriving and excelling, bro. Hey, salute to you. Definitely be rooting for y'all boys on Saturdays, man, and trying to catch y'all games, man. Knowing that you leading that defense out there, man. So, yeah, man, I want those that's watching or will watch this, man, to find out about the amazing things, you know, you do, but more about, man, just the amazing guy you are, man. So, man, feel free to just, you know, tell them a little bit where you from and things you do, dog.
Yeah, for sure. Like you stated, man, I'm from Pompano Beach, Florida, born and raised. Down there in Pompano, you know, in South Florida. I know it's a lot of, you know, we got a lot of heat going on down there. You know, we got a lot of attraction down there in South Florida, so it's the best time to be from South Florida. So I'm from that area, like you said, born and raised by my mom, my two brothers. My older brother helped raise me and my little brother. So we've been packed together the whole time. A little bit about me, man, like you said, I take that back. I didn't go to Blanche Ely. I grew up at Blanche Ely. So I've been at Blanche Ely probably since 1996. My uncle used to be the head coach of Blanche Ely High School. So I was there from when he was the head coach up until now. You know what I mean? So I got to see the likes of Corey Simon, Tyrone Carter, Al Harris, Jerome McDougal. I was in the room with them dudes in high school. So I saw that at a young age, you know what I mean? And matriculated through, finished up at Ely as far as high school wise. And then went on to Bethune-Cookman University, where I feel like my life changed once I stepped on campus there. Was able to earn 2 degrees from that university, got my undergrad there and my master's degree. Then was blessed an opportunity by Coach Brian Jenkins, who also coached me while I was there, to come on and be a grad assistant from a GA. And then ever since then, everything just skyrocketed for me. Just through the grace of God, first and foremost. But ever since that time, I haven't had an issue professionally, I should say.
Man, that's what's up, man. Just listening to you say you grew up at Ely, bro, and it's crazy because I grew up at Dillard. Like, not like I spent all my time. Sure, you spend more time at Ely than I did at Dillard, but as a kid, my grandma used to take a Christmas tournament. We going to Dillard, you know what I'm saying? With Chris Gamble. I'm watching Dillard play, you know what I'm saying? The rival between Belgrades and Dillard. All the way, you know what I'm saying? When Santonio Holmes was at, out there, man, Belgrades, man. So it's just like growing up, and I thought I was going to Dillard. Bro, I had a Dillard shirt. I had like, man, either my family went to Deerfield or they went to Dillard. But growing up, I ended up making that decision to go to Deerfield, man, and great decision for me. But man, like you talked about, man, because being from Fort Lauderdale, being from Broward in general, we heard so much about Ely, the pipeline, all the pros and all Americans and great college players you talked about. Like, how did that inspire you as a young kid, man? Like growing up and seeing that the talent and where they were going and then watching them from high school and seeing them playing in the NFL. Like, how did that inspire you as a youth?
It inspired me a lot. Actually, it hurt me to a detriment, but it was a point where I felt like my biggest goal was to play football at Blanchard High School. Like that, I like NFL. I had NFL teams, favorite players, and all that. But like you asked me then, what was my dream? Was to wear orange and green to be a Blanchard the Tiger because of what you just said. Being around those people, being around my uncle who was the head coach at the time. He's also the athletic director in the county now, Coach Rocky Gillis. You know what I mean? So So being around that and seeing those guys matriculate through that process, even being in the summers, going to camps with the guys, and being part of a family, and being part of a team. So for me growing up, it was always Blanche Ely. Then it transitioned once I got to high school and realized, okay, I did that. What's next? And that's when the NFL aspirations and going to college came in for me. So personally, I always wanted to just play high school football at Blanchard. That was my Super Bowl. To play in the Soul Bowl, to play at Ely, to play against Deerfield, to play against Dillard, and to play against St. Thomas. That was our goals. You know what I mean? So I remember being young, going to Bradenton, Southeastern, to watch Ely play against Peter Warwick. And then Florida State being my favorite team, and then him going to Florida State. So, and then Corey Simon going to Florida State. You know what I mean? Even ones before him, Zach Crockett and Henry Crockett going to Florida State. You know what I mean? So I was able to see all that, and that kind of helped us transition, helped me transition to want to be a college football player. And then once I got to college, that's when the pro aspirations kind of started for me. So I'm a diehard. You cut me on the left, I bleed orange. Cut me on the right, I bleed green.
Hey, I believe you, dog. I believe you too, man. But that's what I think. Like part of it is like that pride. You don't see that in high schools today, man. Like, and I get it. It's a trickle down effect from college with the transfer portal. Like, let's be seeing kids. Hey, I want to take my talent to plant, the next school in Broward. And it's like, nah, bro. When we was at school, we ain't like Ely. We gonna try. Hey, we trying to make Deerfield the best. We ain't like St. Thomas. So, like you said, like Dillard, St. Thomas, Ely. Hey, we got to get them all. You know what I mean? And so, like you said something. Like you said that your goal was to play in high school, play for Ely. But then something switched over. You said, you asked yourself the question, what's next? Then I just heard you say, man, once I got to college, I got there. I'm like, okay, in so many words, you said, I started to think about my aspirations for the NFL. So like, is that a process or a mindset you still have today that you set your goals? Once you reach them, then you ask yourself, what's next? Like I got to where I said I was going to get to. How do I go or where do I go next? So like, talk to me about that process. Cause I think like young adults, man, listening to this, watching this, like it's so important to set goals, but when you reach them, celebrate them, but now it's time to set some more so you can stay motivated. Talk to me about that process, man.
I'm glad you brought that up. So I actually was just having this conversation with a couple of our grad assistants about my goal setting and how I did it. So like I just was telling you, I set goals then. So now once I became, let me go back. So after high school, like one of my best friends at the time was Patrick Peterson. So in high school, he had a pro mentality in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would come to my house to get me up for workouts. And back then there was what was it? Scout.com or Spark Camp, Nike Spark Camps. He would come to my house to get me for those camps, and I'd still be in the bed asleep, or not even there some of the most time.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. You look into his story. I think when he was in high school, he got out the car and ran a 4.3 laser at one of those camps because he was late. You know why he was late? He was coming to get me, and I wasn't there. Him and his dad, they were coming to get me, and I wasn't there. So I didn't have the mentality at all. So he had the pro mentality early, and for me, I didn't have a mentality. I had a child's mentality. So I got to college. It didn't hit me until my junior year. Fast forward, I become a grad assistant. So I'm 21 years old, and the offensive grad assistant, he's probably like 30. He's a little older. So he gave me a little wisdom. He's like, well, you need to start writing down your goals. And he said, you know what? We're going to do them. It's GAs together. We're going to write down our goals. So I wrote down, okay, in 5 years, I want to be a defensive coordinator. I want to have my own position group, and I want to be at a Division I level, right? 2 years, coach. I was a defensive coordinator at Edward Waters University now. It was Edward Waters College at the time. Mm-hmm. In 2 years, goal hit. Yeah. Bam. So I get there. I write down another goal. Okay, now I want to be a Division I coordinator. And then I want to be a Division I position coach semester. In the semester. Next semester, I was back at Bethune, a Division I program, the special teams coordinator and a linebacker coach. Yeah. Got to Bethune. All right, I want to call the defense. I want to be a defense coordinator on this level now at this point and run my own defense. Got a lot of tutelage from my mentor, Yogi Jones, at the time. But now I want to run my own defense, roll it down. 2 years. I'm here at Alabama State University as a coordinator, right? So I'm telling them this story. So now I was like, now I'm getting to my next goal. I want to be ahead, and I stopped. So it got so bad for me. I started getting scared to write down my goals because they were happening. Yeah. And at this point, I felt like I wasn't prepared. Yeah. So I literally stopped. I ain't write down my goals for that year. Then I could come back the next year, write down my goals. So now I'm into it. Now that's my next goal, to be a head coach, God willing. But for me, it was letting them younger guys know that you got to write down your goals. Don't be scared to write down. It's a lot of power in writing and in the tongue, for sure. But once you write that goal down, that's something you can hold yourself accountable to. And it worked for me. And it worked so good that I got scared of what was next.
Dang. What? We did it!
We wrote a book. It is called It Worked For Us.
And we're definitely excited for you to get your copy of our book, It Worked For Us. Tell them, where can they find this?
You can find our book at KellenFamilyMoments.com, and it is also on Amazon.
Definitely, man. So, hey, we're excited for you to get this. Man, it's been a long time coming. Long overdue, man. So we're excited, and definitely go grab your copy right now at KellenFamilyMoments.com. But hey, that's some chills, bro. Cause I'm over here like, boy, what goals I didn't wrote down, and should I write them down if I don't feel like I'm ready yet? You know what I'm saying? Like to get that preparation, get that preparation. Like, but I like that though because you like, hold on, okay, everything I write down is gonna happen, but let me get this preparation as this D coordinator. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me learn. Let me run my own defense, see how it is, see the ropes. And like you said, I came back and said, okay, yeah, I'm ready now. And I'm not afraid of like understanding, hey boy, it's a process I gotta go through. In a sense of like, everybody want to be at the top. Like I got aspirations, I got, goals and dreams, even with TV. You know what I'm saying? That I want to reach, and I'm believing in it, and they written down, and I got the goals and things of that nature. But I understand it's a process too. I understand that every step I'm learning to get there, bro. So hey, that's powerful though, bro, right there, man, for sure, bro. Hey, write down your goals, like you say, power in the tongue as well. So we speak those things, but we could forget those things that we speak sometimes. But what we can recall also is what we write down. Definitely, man. So young adults, make sure, man, y'all write them goals down. You got them in your mind right now, man. Write them down and work and get the preparation to be ready for those opportunities, man. Like Ryan is, and he thriving and excelling, man. At Alabama State too, man. And so when you talk about, man, growing up, just learning more about your story, what do you feel like played a huge part as far as like your upbringing? What part of your upbringing played a role in in what you do now, being a coach?
Man, another great question. It's great. I was just talking to one of my former coworkers at Bethune maybe last week. He also was one of the coaches on my uncle's staff when I was growing up. He also coached with me at Bethune. And I was like, looking back on it, because I remember my college coach telling me, "You're going to be a coach." I was like, "No way.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way I'm going to deal with me when I'm you." Because I know how coach.
Yeah,
I know how tough I was. I know how tough I was on the
Yeah.
coaches. You know what I mean? It was hard with me. So I was like, "It's no way." But looking back, being there with my uncle, being there with my little league, because I didn't have a father in the house. So coaches were always at the forefront. Those were the people that was picking us up or dropping us off to practice or home from practice. Those were the people I spent most of my time with, as far as men-wise, outside of my big brother. So those are the people I see. You know what I mean? So now, fast forward, I'm playing Little League. My head coach, Little League, Coach Nate, God bless his soul. And then being around my uncle all the time, like I was almost bred to be a coach without even knowing it. You know what I mean? Because seeing that and being around that, not just being on the field, but being in those meetings, being around and seeing those things kind of catapulted me to this point. So I would think just being around the game kind of put me in the position that I am now, because I never dreamed that I would be a coach till football ended for me. And I was like, I got to do something. Like I had to do something in the football building. If I had to be a grad assistant, custodian, equipment manager, I had to do something in this building. And I went, I remember this building. I went to a pro day at my college after I graduated. I was like, because my DC coordinator, he ran the pro day, and I went to him. I was like, "You were right." He was like, "You want to coach now, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah, you're right." He was like, "Well, come see me."
Yeah.
Came and saw him. I worked for free for the whole spring semester. But as I worked for free, he literally took time and sat me down and taught me how to coach, from having me stand up in front of him and present like he was the players, how to teach techniques, how to learn reports and all. He literally sat down and did that with me from spring to that whole summer until I got on as a grad assistant. So I also had a lot of people behind me that helped me with as far as my foundation. It wasn't just all me, but I would think for sure dealing with Coach Yogi Jones for sure was one of the main reasons why I'm in the position I am now.
Nah, man, that's awesome, man, to hear, man. Definitely, all benefit from people that bless us or pour into us, just like you pouring into players. And I'm sure you see yourself in the players that you coach or that remind you of you, or people that you like, man, I can't give up on you. Nobody ain't give up on me, So I think you're just paying it forward, man. And if you don't mind me asking, man, I know you spoke of not being raised by your father, man, and I'm someone that I wasn't raised by my biological father. I don't have no relationship with my biological father. If you don't mind, you can just let me know if you want to talk about it or whatnot. But as far as not having them in your life, like, did it serve or does it serve as motivation? Like, as a father, I know you got Rhino doing this thing, man. So, like, does it serve as a motivation as a father for you, knowing you didn't have that relationship or you don't have that relationship, or is it not something that you even think about? You just like, man, I'm gonna be the best, father I know how.
I think about it for sure. For me, it doesn't serve a purpose, or it doesn't affect me and my son's relationship, because I feel like me saying that is also putting a bad notation on him. You know what I mean? And making it out of spite that I'm gonna take care of my son because I didn't have my father on a day-to-day basis. No, I'm far removed from that. For me, it's just like riding a bike. I feel like that's what I had to do, because I had male figures. You know what I mean? They just wasn't in the house. Like, I saw my uncle and my auntie raised their family. My grandfather was big, you know what I mean? In my life, I have my mom's brothers were big in my life. My older brother, he's about 10 years older than me. He was big in my life, you know what I mean? So I had male figures. Then once I became a father, like, I stayed away from, oh, I'm gonna do this because somebody didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that'll also ruin the connection that me and him may have again one day. You know what I mean? Just keeps a lot of friction, a lot of bad energy, a lot of bad energy I try to stay away from and just focus on the positive.
Well, that's good, bro. That's that definitely, I think, with the optimistic and faithful, like, you know, having faith, like, hey, let me not even kind of talk about that or view it that way, because one day it may be, you know what I'm saying, copacetic. It may be something great, and based off of something that I might have said or expressed, could ruin that potential. Because I mean, to be honest, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never think of it like that for myself personally. I kind of just feel like I express, you know, how I feel about it. Like, I don't have no hatred, no animosity towards him, because that ain't gonna do nothing to him. That'll only hurt me. You get what I'm saying? But you know, I have been vocal about it. Even when I have speeches to connect with the audience, especially if I'm talking to young men or the scholars that I serve, that's growing up without their biological father. You know, just allow them to share my experience or that pain you know, that feel the absence of it.
Right.
But having my stepdad, you know, who I see as my only father, have him raise me, like you said, having father figures, bro, is key. And it, you know, allows you to be able to get what you need as a man to go on and be productive and be successful, and
Sure.
as a man and as a father, man. And so, so we talked about high school, bro, talked about the upbringing. Then you went to Bethune, got to Bethune, man, balled out. Like, what went into your decision going to Bethune, going to HBCU, man? And man, I remember you specifically telling me when we was working out. You said, "Hey, JK, bro, you wouldn't have made it at HBCU, bro." It was like, bro, hey, you was like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, nah. But what went into your decision, bro, going to the HBCU, bro?
Man, I remember saying that too. And when I tell people, I tell especially big school guys, it don't be so much about the football. It's so much what you got to deal with outside the football. You know what I mean? So HBCU prepares you to be a man real early. So you know that. Well, I don't know because I've never been to a PWI, but I'm pretty sure certain things are set for you, different schedules. You ain't got to go to financial aid. You ain't got to go to the book or register. Well, you got to do that at HBCU.
Yeah.
And you got to do it in a certain time frame with the same schedule you have at you had at a PWI in the same, and you still can't miss where you're supposed to be. So with me, going to Bethune is kind of a funny story because my mom went to FAMU, my little brother went to FAMU, my auntie went to FAMU, my cousin went to FAMU. So I have 4 of my first cousins that's my age at FAMU when I was at Bethune. Yeah. My mom, my aunt, somebody else in the family went to FAMU. And then my uncle, my mom's youngest brother, he went to Bethune. So he was the only person in the family that went to Bethune. Yeah. So I had FAMU and I had Morgan State. I had some other big schools. I had also with, you know, stipulation dealing with P2. But what far as for me, it was Morgan State and it was Bethune. And the reason why I didn't go to Morgan State is just out of chance because I had 6 teammates on the team at Morgan State at the time. 2 first cousins on the team at the time. Yeah. Quarterback was my first cousin, and the D lineman was my first cousin, Bakari, who worked out with us too. These are my first cousins on the team. Then I had Devin James.
So Bakari older than you?
He was born the same year. I'm born in September.
But he was going. You were saying he was going. Okay.
He was already he was
okay, so he was. Gotcha. I was like, I know he went there, but I thought you were saying he was already there. Okay, then. Yeah.
He was committed. He was already going. Yeah. And my cousin Justin, he had transferred from Akron. He was a quarterback. He was already there. Then Rodney Etienne, who played safety, he already transferred from Akron. Fred Davis, he transferred from Lafayette to Morgan. Devin James, the running back we had, he came out with He was already up there. He was my running back since 7 years old. We was on the same team. We went to middle school and elementary school together. His mom used to take me to school, right? Ronnie Wilson, transferred from Florida, offensive lineman. All my high school teammates. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to Bethune. Everybody going over here, I'm just go over here. It wasn't no decision made. It wasn't no thinking. It was not rational at all. That's the best irrational decision I ever made in my life, was signing with them just because I didn't want to go where they went at. Yeah. So I ended up going with them and beating them every time I played them.
And now I hear that, man. Well, you made a great decision, man. And I'm surprised you didn't want to go to the orange and green though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the fellow like Ely. But nah, man. Hey, I was just looking at.
They never offered me. They never offered me.
Dang, because normally, like, you know, when colleges in the same I don't know if y'all do that like at Bama State, but you know what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
it's
the same,
somewhere, yeah, it's like, well, shoot, if my competition recruiting you, I might need to, take a look at you as well. So that's surprising though, bro. But senior year, bro, 42 tackles, 10.5 for low. You led the team, tied for the team lead in picks at linebacker, bro. Like crazy, three forced fumble, man. What was like? What went into that senior year, bro? You were just blinking out there, bro. Like
well, actually,
impact player.
that was a down year for me.
Yeah,
my junior, I went crazy. I
yeah.
went crazy. I had probably 90 tackles, 5 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, 5
Oh
sacks,
man,
5 forced fumbles.
dang.
And it was a down year for me individually, but we was even better as a team. You know what I mean? Because I did all that, but you still see the linebacker next to me, the safety behind me, the corner. Like we had like 5 All-Americans on that defense.
Yeah,
But for me personally, what I think made a difference in my development was first off playing baseball. I was a baseball stud growing up. You know what I mean? All the way up until probably high school. Only reason I played in high school, but the only reason why it wasn't that important to me in high school because I went to Ely. And I'm used to being a certain type of way when it comes to baseball. And then when I got there, our JV football head coach was the head baseball coach.
yeah.
And that ain't really what I'm used to real baseball coaches.
Yeah,
So we
I got
just
you.
come
Organized. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
organized. You know what I mean? So we in the city. So anybody got to do it at that point. So hand-eye coordination was a major thing for me. I played catcher when I played baseball, so you got to have great hand-eye coordination playing catcher. So for me, that was a big thing. That helped with me as far as with catching the ball defensively and being able to react and be able to track the ball. And then secondly, I would think, I know for a fact, working out with Pat, he played DB.
Yeah,
All my friends were DBs.
yeah.
So I didn't do quote unquote linebacker drills in the summer. I did DB work. I did ball drills. I did cone drills, tennis balls. We used to get this magazine. I forgot the name of that magazine. They used to have workouts in it and a different highlighted NFL player. And one time it was Champ Bailey.
Not East Bay.
It just worked. It might have been Spark, like a Spark training book.
Okay then. Yeah.
And they have like NFL different things what they do. And then Champ Bailey had this one trainer where he used to do with tennis balls. And we used to always do that. And then when Pat would go on his different visits throughout the country, me and his dad would work out. You know what I mean? He would continue to work me out. And then that transitioned to me working out in the summers with Tony Sands. That changed. I didn't work out with him my freshman, my sophomore. I started working out with him my sophomore summer. My uncle invested in me, got me some training with Tony Sands. Now I'm back out there with Tyrone Carter, Al Harris. And then Al Harris would bring a couple of DBs from Green Bay when he was there.
Yeah.
And then Tyrone would bring a couple of DBs from Steelers when he was there. You know what I mean? So I'm working out with all DBs and I'm getting training in the summer and it just elevated my game for sure tremendously as far as those next 2 years.
Bro, looking back, bro, I wish I would have just tripped out. Dog. I wish I would have took that leap of faith, bro, and because I had opportunities, cause Pat, auntie husband, Pastor Davis, had So I mean, he used to ask me like, man, Pat Senior want to know if you want to train. I'm like, nah, I'm training already, bro. I'm like, looking back, I'm like, dang, I wish I just would have trained with them boys. Cause I think that was like my junior year in college. Just man, cause training with y'all, bro, my confidence went even higher. Like that iron sharpening iron, the competition, bro, like all of that. So I could only imagine like you was doing that in college and Pat doing that in high school, and being around other pro players. When you're around other pro players, like, shoot, I can play in the league too. You know what I'm saying? And so, looking back, I don't have no regrets, but I'm like, because I end up doing it, but I wish I just would have did it earlier, man, to put myself maybe even in a better, situation, man. But I enjoy training with y'all boys, man, and shout out World Class Speed, man, Pat P and Pat P. Senior too, man. And man, as a coach, dog, you transition to being the coach. You talked about that, bro. Going, the pro day and talking to your I think you said defensive coordinator, man, and getting involved. Man, like going into your third season at Alabama State, bro. Man, just looking at your first 2 seasons, definitely in the top in so many categories, man, and really swarming as one. Like, how has that experience been? Leading your own defense, man. on Division I level, man, at Alabama State. How has that been, man? These last 2 years, not going into your third.
Man, it's been a blessing, man. It's been a extreme blessing, man. I've been encountering so many young people and older people that's affected my life. I'm gonna be friends from here on out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really too much like to talk about the football stuff. I like to talk about the people. You know what I mean? That I affect and that affect me on a daily basis. I work with older people and I work with younger people, and those people all matter to me. And we wouldn't be in this position without all of us. You know, I know I get to, you know, the what they say, the superlatives and all that.
Yeah.
It's good. But I'm gonna take it too when it's bad. But when I talk about it, I'm gonna talk about us. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't do it without my staff. You know, I got my cornerback coach, associate head coach James Williams, my linebacker coach, who's one of the best linebacker coaches in the nation. Also, special teams coordinator Billy Gresham, my D line coach Todd Middleton, my my safeties coach Vernon Scott, who also played here at Alabama State. We got a quality control Derek Brown. My student assistants, my grad assistant, Coach Mixon. So we got a pretty big staff here, which helps me be able to be who I am and help us cultivate things that come together and put out a good product on Saturday. And that's what we've been able to do here for these last couple of years. And we're trending in the right direction, and we're trying to continue to trend. I know we're getting high up there on that chart, but we still ain't been number one. So that's our number one goal, is to be number one. And when we say number one, I mean the Cricket Celebration Bowl champions. You know what I mean? Because this past year, we finished number 3 in total defense, right, in the nation. The 2 people that was above us were national champions. We got South Dakota State, won the FCS national champion. They were number 1 in defense. FAMU, I hate to say it, but they were number 2 in defense, and they earned it. And they won the cricket HBCU national championship in our division, and we were number 3, left on the outside. You know what I mean? So that's been our message. We got to be number 1. You know what I mean? And that's going to transition to us winning more games if we become number 1 and be able to transition to winning a championship. Because if we win a championship, I don't care if we are 188 in the nation. You know what I mean? That day. But the next day, I'm gonna feel a way about it. But that day, I don't mind.
However you got to get the results that day.
Man, results that day.
Hey,
sure.
Nah, I feel you, man, because and it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Just watching y'all and just watching so many people that I know compete against each other, like looking at FAM. I know Coach Simmons. I went to talk to them before they play Alabama A&M. That was like this, solidify their home field advantage. So I went to talk to them this past November. Now he going to Duke, and Duke about to come play MTSU for the homecoming game. So I think I'm calling that game, man. So just seeing so many people, just seeing so many people that I know personally thrive at the game that we all love, man. I'm like rooting for y'all, man, and definitely, man, go ahead and get that national championship, man. And what would you say, man, just with coaching, what's your most rewarding? I know you talk about people in the relationships. What's your most rewarding thing that you get or you take from coaching?
Me personally, it's 2 things: watching the kid graduate for sure, and then those text messages I get from kids that I ain't coached in 2 to 3 years down the line that's telling me, hey, coach, because my big thing is staying ready. Like, I don't believe in mantras and all that. I believe in lifestyle. So my lifestyle is built off staying ready. And I preach that to my kids. Stay ready. Be on time. Be prepared. No excuses. In no particular order. If you can do those 3 things, you'll be able to stay ready, right? Yeah. So that's my biggest thing. So when I get text messages, I remember one time a kid texted me during COVID, hey, coach, I ain't gonna say his name, but hey, coach, this, who. I just want to tell you, man, that stay ready message helped me with my lifestyle and what I'm doing now, because if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't be able to get through this COVID time. And that kind of stuck with me, like, damn, he really appreciate what I instilled in him. And he listened, you know what I mean? It also tells you, like, you just can't be telling these kids anything, because they listen. Somebody's listening. Yeah. And then secondly, when parents do the same thing. I remember I left Edward Waters, like, you know, you recruit a kid to get to a certain school, and then boom, you leave. You don't know how a kid gonna react, or like, damn, you got me to come here and you left. Parent, I mean, I appreciate you giving my son a scholarship, and he's gonna graduate soon, and he wouldn't be here without you. Like, those type of sentiments coming from other people kind of reward me. Like, okay, I'm doing the good thing of being away from my family and spending time with somebody else's family, but it's also a bigger cause. If you're so worried about just your family, what type of man are you really? You know what I mean? Because it's bigger than a lot of people think it's cool to be selfish with their family, but mankind is actually bigger than family. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, you know what I mean. It's all about
Yeah, no, for
everybody.
sure.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean. It's all about everybody. You know what I mean.
nah,
Everybody's actually family. You know what I mean. So you got to be able to take care of what's in front of you and yours, and be able to take care of the society. Because at some point, that's who's going to be running the world. You know, the younger people. You know what I mean. So we have to nurture them to be where we need them to be for our world, not society to be where we want to be in the future. When I'm old, and these are kids that's going to have to take care of me, or this who's going to come back, and when I'm retired at my retirement party, who's going to be there?
yeah,
This your family or the people you work with or the people that saw it through. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Nah,
that's very
that
important.
yeah, you're right, man. I think that just understanding, like I was just telling, because I was doing a presentation in front of teachers today, and I was just telling them about that their mindset as educators every day they come to the school has to be a servitude mindset. That you got to come in and say, okay, how am I going to serve my scholars today? And we lose that servitude mindset. I just was hearing a dude talk about it on TikTok, speaker. It was like when we lose that mindset of servitude is when we start to think it's about us. But when we realize that it's bigger than us, then we gonna keep serving. We gonna be sacrificial with our time and with our efforts. And like you said, man, paying it forward because the
And for
people like your son playing sports and just looking at sports, but just life in general, the seeds you planting in kids today, they gonna be the adults. When your kid, you know what I'm saying? When our kids are in their position as the students, they're gonna be the
mm-hmm.
adults. So it's
Yep.
like I'm really blessing my kids in the future generations by pouring into the current ones I'm serving because they're gonna be the leaders of tomorrow, man. So that's good that you understand that, man. I think that that's important. A lot of times as coaches, especially with people working with youth, it's so transactional. What can I get
Mm-hmm.
out of you? How can you help me win? And it's like, bro, them games they matter, but they're gonna last. But people gonna remember how you made them feel. They're gonna remember the locker room talk, the trips, the bus rides, plane rides, and things of that nature. And I look at like with the transfer portal now, like, and then just with recruiting, how do you balance that, bro? Like being a man of integrity, like you are, being a man of your word. How do you, but also having goals? How do you balance that with, okay, I'm recruiting you. I really want you to come here, but I also got, you know what I'm saying, aspirations of getting to another level. How do you balance that and be upfront? How does a coach that's getting into college and they recruiting on their first recruiting trip and they trying to recruit somebody, how do they balance being honest but also excelling in their career, wanting to go to the next level?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for me personally, what I do is I bounce the honesty back on them because I know, like you said, with the transfer portal, you come here as a freshman, you become a freshman All-American, and Alabama call you or UAB call you, you're gonna go. You know what I mean? So I bounce
Yeah,
that back on. I'm like, I'm here to get you the best player you can be now. It's a now thing, right? So I want you to be the best player you can be now. But as we're working on you being the player, we're gonna work on the man first. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Even you got a small amount of time to work on that, but you have to put the time in to just come to the territory. So like time with kids are getting smaller and smaller and smaller because of the recruiting calendar. Like we're recruiting year round, seeing like it now. We're doing official visits in June. When have we heard of that? You know what I mean? So
but nobody
it's
on campus.
with nobody on campus. You have to now because
Yeah,
kids are they're committing early, they're signing early, and they're leaving to go to school in January. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I watched one of my classmates' son commit on live TV yesterday. Well, a couple of days ago, but now he got to still go to high school for the fall, and then he's gonna go to college. You know what I mean? So he's already committed. He's gonna sign early. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
go. You're constantly recruiting year round.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So here we deal with relationships. You know what I mean? We don't have the big budgets that other people do. We can't pry you with money. And to be honest, I don't want to pry you because of money. Because HBCU, we're a family knitted group. So once you leave here with a degree, you're always gonna be here.
Yeah,
How many? I know you live in Nashville, but if you didn't live in Nashville, how many homecomings would you have went back to at Middle Tennessee?
that's real. Not that much, dog.
You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? But you're gonna
yeah.
put that homecoming on your schedule as an adult. If you went
HBCU,
to
yeah,
FAM, if you went to
yeah.
Alabama State, if you went to Bethune,
Facts.
that's on your schedule. Year
Shoot, I
round.
went I went to TSU. I went to TSU to get my master's. And that's more, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody talk about TSU homecoming. opposed to MT. Like I call the games and stuff like that, so I have more of a reason. But just saying homecoming, bro, like I get what you're saying. Like it ain't no
Yeah.
event. It's not an event like that. Yeah, that's real,
Homecoming,
bro.
classics,
Yeah,
Labor Day weekend games. You know what I mean? The rivalries, you're gonna be there. Like,
yeah.
who is Middle Tennessee rival?
Man, to be honest, our rival was Troy, and it was it's Western Kentucky. I would say so. It's Western Kentucky, but
But you're
it
not
ain't.
leaving Florida to go watch
No,
Western Kentucky and
no.
Middle Tennessee play. But you would leave Florida and go to watch Alabama and Alabama A&M play. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You would leave Alabama to go watch Tallahassee, go watch Florida A&M and Bethune play in the class.
I
You
was
see what
trying to
I'm
get to the Celebration Bowl. I ain't playing for neither one.
saying?
So
Right. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's how we recruit. That's what we build on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those different type of things.
Nah, family, bro. I just had one of my former students. He just graduated from Tennessee State. He was on the show, man, and he was telling me, he was like, bro, if you want the big thing, the big experience, go to PWI. He was like, but if you want family, he was like, go to HBCU. And like I said,
Mm,
I didn't go as an undergrad. I went as a grad student. But even just in my experience going as a
mm-hmm.
grad student, and then me still having those ties with Tennessee State University, man, it's way different. Man. I'm back in school at MT to get my EDS and doctorate. But the vibe, the family, bro, I feel that with at Tennessee State, man, HBCU. And speaking of that, bro, like how do you keep your composure? I don't know if in Florida, we all got rhythm, you know what I'm saying? We all dance a little bit down at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
How you keep your composure, bro, at calling the game and you got the band going crazy?
Mm,
I'm talking about they playing the latest hits. Like how you as a D
mm.
coordinator stay locked in. You got your player jamming. You trying to keep them focused. How you stay composed and keeping your team composed when that energy? Because even on the sideline, my experience, this past fall and going to the HBCU game that I went to, I'm like, bro, this thing rocking, and it wasn't even no classic. So I can only
Man,
imagine a rival. But I got the Turkey Day Classic.
Turkey Day Classic,
Man,
Labor Day Classic.
man, how you keep that composure, bro?
Man, that's a great question. So if you hear people talk about the game within the game, and
Yeah,
for me, that's the part of the game within the game that I have to deal with. Because the HBCU, they're gonna play while the offense on the field, the band gonna play. It's gonna be people on the sideline that you ain't seen all week. You
yeah,
have to deal with
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
So you got to cancel all that out and be locked in on what you're doing. And you have to go away from being locked in, like especially after a big play being made, tap a hat. I'm big on being locked in, and we come off that field third down. Every coach on my bench better meet them players at the numbers and show them
Yeah,
some love because they done did something that we asked them to do all week, and it
yeah,
happened once, and we're gonna treat it like it's the end of the world. You're gonna see we're gonna lose a lot. We're gonna exert a lot of energy on after a third down stop. So we
yeah,
big on being a part of it too, but then coming back, locking back in, and being who we need to be. So football players and coaches, we quote unquote can be real good at being a serial killer, right? Turn that switch on, and turn it off. So
yeah.
that's one of the moments you got to turn it on, the third down, and turn it off. Get ready to go make those corrections from the last series. So it's tough, but with new technology and a lot of stuff going on the sideline, you're able to lock in for sure.
Nah, I hear that, man. And just man, advice as we get ready to close, man. Just one, players that's in high school, maybe even college, man. That y'all may be recruiting. What are you and that might see this, man? What are you specifically as a D coordinator at Alabama State? What are you looking for in a player that you're recruiting?
Well, the first thing I'm looking at is the parents or the person that raised them. You know what I mean? I'm recruiting them because who they are, how they act, it's going to tell me who their child are and how they act when they're away from them. Not when they're with them, when they're away from them. Because when they come with me, they're going to be away from their parents. They're going to be a totally different. They may or may not be a totally different person. So I'm
Yeah,
recruiting the parents, see how they're raised, how the parents deal with different discipline, how they feel about different. So I tell them, hey, if your son don't play as a freshman, how you feel about that? You know what I mean? Then you get the ones that the dads are just super carving who their son are. Now they stutter. I'm like, okay, I need to dig deep into how he feels about his son so he can realize who I am. So now I'm recruiting the parents to understand me. Like, you're going to have to trust me with your son once you drop him off to me. Even before you drop him off, you're going to have to trust him with me. So I'm trying to earn their trust within their son. Because for me, it's easy to be cool with a 17, 18, 19. We kind of still do the same thing with us being young.
yeah.
We still on the same type of wavelength. But
Mhm.
it's the parents It's the parents you got to do the work with. For me personally, I do the parents with the work. And now I'm at the age where, especially recruiting South Florida and Broward County, like most of the parents I'm recruiting, I went to high school with them.
Yeah. Hey, that's funny though. So that's your area? That's your recruiting area?
Yeah, that's one of my areas.
So you
South
go
Florida.
to the crib all the time then.
Oh yeah, I'm always down there. If you look at our roster, I'm trying to fill it up. For sure.
Yeah. Do you think, man? Because growing up, we biased, bro. Like, hey, best athletes come from Florida. Is that what you still feel, or you feel like we could get linemen from down there too, or like how you feel about that? Like,
best athletes definitely come from South Florida. We can pinpoint the area too. They definitely come. Best athletes come from South Florida for sure. Because you got, and my reasoning behind it is, just think about it. We can even say Alabama. In January or February in Alabama, it might be 40 degrees.
Yeah.
You might get 10 degrees, depending on how global warming goes. But in South Florida, 75. December, we don't have a winter. We don't have seasons. So we're playing football year in and year out. I tell people all the time, I believe 7-on-7 started in South Florida in street football. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Street football.
Touching the concrete, tackle on grass.
It's
crazy you said that, bro, because you're the third coach, I think. I had Coach Starr, Coach Simmons, you, man, and y'all all said the same thing. All of them all of them was raised in Florida, like grew up in Florida. So I was like, Coach, man, you think? I asked the same thing. And I said, why you think that? And it was like, because kids are active year round. And I was just having a conversation with my son the other day. He was like, yesterday, I think, he was like, Dad, why won't go up to your school no more and play? I was like, well, right now we could go outside. I said, but when it's basketball season and we can't get outside to shoot, I said, we're going to have to go to my school. And I watched the students, you know what I'm saying, PE teaching. I watch our students state, we can't take them outside, bro, from November, bro, all the way to probably the end of March, we got to stay inside. So you talking about 5 months when Florida is still getting it in. So it's like, it's no wonder, you know what I'm saying, why as a whole, you know what I'm saying, the kids are so advanced, man. But I'm definitely rocking with South Florida.
And I also think when it comes to the coaching part, our high school coaches in Florida are making peanuts. So for a coach to spend all his time with you and coach you, it really means he cares.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He cares. He ain't doing it for a check. He making $1,500 the whole year. So you know he ain't doing it for a check. He's doing it because he loves you and he want to be here. You know what I mean? With purpose comes even greater sacrifice. So we can't talk about that without even putting the coach's name out there, because without those coaches, man, just imagine where we all would be without those coaches in South Florida for sure.
Not for sure.
And also, you said Stockton. You know, he worked at Bethune.
Yeah. He was. Because I think that was his first job. Because he was telling me, he always been talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he used to go to homecoming. He used to talk about just the experience of being there, man. And I even asked him about because that's the counter opposite. Like, coach, you're a white coach. And you in the HBCU, how was that experience? Having a black guy go to a PWI, and just hearing that experience, man. So he definitely enjoyed it. Because I didn't know coming here, I didn't know he was Bethune. And then he used to tell us, man, I coached at Bethune. Not went to Bethune, but coached at Bethune. He played at FSU, so I'm sure he probably went over to FAMU too, man. So and my D coordinator, Coach Manuel Martin, played at from Deerfield, but he played at Alabama State. He played in the league. He played for the Bills. Martin. Yeah. I'm sure.
I know him.
Yeah, Coach Martin, Manny Martin. He's still coach down there in Broward. I'm sure you probably
I remember
that boy.
Well, when he got before he went to after Deerfield, I think he went to Monarch, right?
He might have been at Monarch. I think he was
Monarch or Northeast.
He from Miami. But he might have. I know he was coaching somewhere else though. But I'm sure you probably.
Right. Yeah. I remember. I know that name. Yeah, I remember that name for sure. I didn't know he went to Alabama State though.
Yeah, he went to Alabama State, played in the league too. Yeah, Kamari went to Alabama State though, bro. So, man, I guess my last question, last two questions. What advice would you give a young adult that is trying to get into coaching, bro?
Don't do it. No, I'm just
Oh,
joking. No, I'm just joking.
yeah,
Do it young. Do it young. Make sure you do it young because when I came up, and my biggest thing when I was coach, I was like, I don't want to. When I become a full-time coach, I want to treat people how I was treated, and I don't want to make that sound like that was a bad thing. It wasn't a bad thing, but
yeah,
I put so much time into being where I'm at now. Like I had to sacrifice a lot, like 17-hour days as a grad assistant. Now people are doing it different ways, but the way I came up as a true grad assistant, I put in a lot of time. I mean, I took away from being social with my classmates or being with my the it group. You know what I mean, I missed a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
big. I had two of my best friends going the same NFL draft. One in the first round, top five, and
yeah,
one in the fourth round to Chicago, JT Thomas. So
yeah.
I missed a lot of vacation
Trips,
trips,
games. Well, hey, well,
games.
Bobcat, hey, no boy,
Man,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
man,
yeah,
they
hey.
sending me
Yeah,
pictures and Snapchat. I'm like, oh man, but I'm in here grinding, which is fine. But you miss out a lot of different
mhm,
times, so you can't be one foot in, one foot out with this. Can't be
yeah,
one foot in, one foot out. You got to be all the way in. If you're gonna be in, be in. Understand what you're here for. And the coach told me if you hit, he said you're here for one or two reasons. You're here to help others or help yourself. And if you're here to help yourself, that's the wrong answer. You know what I mean? So if you're not in it
yeah,
to help others, if you're all in for yourself and want to collect money and collect checks, it's not the job for you at all.
yeah.
But if you're in it and want to help others, this is definitely the place to be for sure.
Man, that's crazy, man. Because just I heard Shannon Sharp on. I'm sure you probably be watching or whatnot. Nightcap. And
Oh,
with him
that's
and
putting this
Ocho.
thing going.
But hilarious. But that boy
Mm-hmm.
Shay Sharp. He talked about it the other day. He said if you don't care about who gets the credit, he was like success is unlimited. Like he was like, you know what I'm saying? Success is unlimited when you don't care about who get the credit.
For
And
sure.
when I hear you talk about when you get in for them and you all about helping others, it's gonna rise your boat too. You know what I'm saying? And so I think when we as humans realize when we serve other people, though we might not see it on the forefront or up front or immediate gratification, but when you serve and you do for others, them 17 hours sacrificing year after year after year, night after night, day after day, and now you see yourself, God bless you to be elevated to where you are, and it ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying, man? Because you're excelling every year. So man, no doubt in my mind, you'll be a head coach, dog. Before you know it, bro. And I'm rooting for you while you're there. When you go to your
Man.
new, head coaching, man, the whole nine, I'm definitely rooting for you, man. And how I close out the show. I'm gonna let you close it out by giving a piece of advice, saying where people can follow you, things of that nature. But I allow my guests to ask me one question, bro. It could be what we talking about. It could be about anything, man. I put y'all on the spot. I do all the asking of the questions through the whole episode. But then I let my guests ask me one question, bro, and then I
Got a
answer.
question. That's a good
Yeah.
question. What's your biggest fear?
Oh, that's a good one, boy.
Mm.
Um, I say, man, probably failing, bro.
Mm.
My biggest fear is failing, and I was watching something the other day, and that's crazy.
Why failing though? Because my thing with failing is that's human. I
Yeah,
think I think failing for me, I equate failing
yeah.
if you're gonna use it in its definition to quitting.
Uh, to what?
To quitting. So if you fail,
Okay, okay.
I feel
Yeah,
like you're quitting essentially. So for me, if I fail, I'm gonna continue to work. So I didn't fall. You know what I mean? I didn't
yeah.
fail. So I learned there's a lesson behind that. But if I
So
stop after I failed, that's like
then
quitting
that's
too.
that's
You know
quick.
what I mean? Yeah.
So you said something that jogged my memory, man. And the Holy Spirit like gave me a word,
Mm-hmm.
perspective in what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably just listen to what you're saying, bro. Because even just in my own personal life, that's crazy. You asked that question. My perspective of failure got to change. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a dude. I was listening to a dude the other day, man, and he was saying people fear because of the results. You're afraid of the results, right? And so when I say failing, I'm saying that my fear is not getting the results, right? Like if I'm in a game, like dang boy, I got a lot to do down, but if I don't lock him down, he can score a touchdown. Those results, you know what I mean? But if I change my perspective of the results and understand, be like, dang, okay, I ain't get it this time, but I got another opportunity to get better. So what you said, now my perspective of failure is different. But yeah, bro, that probably, yeah, that part,
And I
and
think, and that statement you made was just like, I gotta lock him down. Leave it at that. I gotta lock him down. Because to
yeah,
me, like even where we come from, just think about like if I was God willing, God forbid, I should say, if I was to get fired today, I'll be fine because I've been in worse situations. I hit rock bottom before. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like when you hit rock bottom, you can't do nothing but go up. So I'm so focused on going up that if I hit rock, okay, I've been there. Okay, we're gonna send back to the hood. I'm comfortable there.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
know I know how to come up out of that. You know
That's
what I mean?
real.
So it's like
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot my shot every time. I'm gonna shoot
yeah,
my shot, and not it's gonna be strategic for sure. But the part I'm not thinking about is failing.
yeah,
I don't even think about that part at all. That's not even my sight. Like the what if part, now people are like, well, what if you got to
yeah,
go? Because I'm
yeah,
not even
yeah,
thinking about that part. You know what I mean? Now we can have some different ways to skin a cat, but as far as like the saying it's not gonna
it's
work,
not gonna work. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely got to
I ain't
be
for that. Yeah,
definitely got to be optimistic, man. But that
optimistic.
thing, hey, that's a good
Mm-hmm.
question though, bro. Just from the way, and I think that mindset is what like drove me. You get what I'm kind of saying? Like as an athlete, as a player, like, hey boy, I gotta be on top of it. Gotta be on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, I didn't been most, I didn't been scored on. So
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I didn't hit rock bottom. I didn't already experience those results. So it's like, shoot, I already been there. If that happened, I already been there. I didn't got scored on TV, and the announcers talking about it. So to that point, that's definitely, you know what I'm saying. So it's just like as I matriculate, I mean, I've been out of sports, but just as I grow and continue to evolve and how I look at perspective of things is, hey, to taking your advice, bro. Like that's why I love interviewing people because man, I be learning from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be sharing stuff to me and my audience and be blessing us and blessing me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So just understanding that, like you said, man, I've been I didn't have if I change my perspective of it, then failure, just seeing failure as an opportunity of growth, opportunity to learn. And I'm sure you got to have that mindset calling plays out there because you
Mm-hmm.
like you can't even think that this blitz ain't gonna work. Like, we're gonna get home.
Yeah, we're
We're
gonna
gonna get,
get
you know what I'm
home. So
saying? The game plan gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And that like you said, I got to be all in, optimistic, believing that it's gonna work, and then we always can adjust. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't, but I got to go all in on that it will work though, bro.
like Vic used to say, all I had, I gave. All I did not
Hey,
have, I did not give.
hey,
Yeah.
man, you be how you doing, bro? He
Oh, you
good?
doing well. Oh, you
Yeah.
doing well. I still
Man,
talk to him. That's my guy.
and tell that boy I said what's
Mm-hmm.
up, boy. That boy used to give us the funniest time
Motivate,
in that gym.
cause you
Hey,
need people like Vic, bro.
hey, you do, bro.
You need people
Hey,
like him.
that boy, man, I could see him working out with us and all, boy. Having
Yeah.
Tony Tone put him through the workouts, boy.
What them was?
Hey,
Them BC2As over there
yeah, the
taking.
BC2. Man, hey, boy, hey, I need Tony, man, I need some of them BCA powders, man.
Man.
Hey, for sure though, bro, man. Hey, but most definitely, dog. I definitely want to allow you to close out the show by, man, just giving a piece of advice, telling people where they can find you, bro. And you know how they can support you, how they can support Alabama State, man, for this 2024 season, bro.
Man. So you can follow me on Twitter, Coach Lou 15, COACHLOU 15. I'm on Instagram, Stay Ready 12, and Bama State Sports. All our information is on Bama State Sports. We got a live stream, good network on there also. We got Bama State Football on Instagram, Bama State Twitter on Instagram. So you can follow me those to see us and check us out this year. Our first game is actually in Miami at the Orange Blossom Classic down there September 2nd. I almost called it Joe Riley Stadium. But
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
still is it
Nah,
sunlight? Nah. It's
it's I don't know what it is, bro. Just hey, where the Dolphin play at? Hey,
there you go, where the Dolphins play at. We play
yeah,
there September 2nd on ESPN.
yeah,
The only game on that day on Sunday, ESPN, we got North Carolina Central coming in town. So gonna be almost like a homecoming. I'm excited to see a lot of people. We'll be there, and then obviously we got the Labor Day class we got a Miles game the next week, and then we got Turkey Day class at the end of the year, and we got one of the big ones, the biggest HBCU game of the year, or Span Fest, Alabama A&M and Alabama State in the Legacy, and down in where we play at Birmingham, down there in Birmingham in the Magic City Classic.
Man, hey.
And you invited to any game you want to come to. You know I got you. Man. Hopefully we can get you to come talk to one of our games too.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Let me know how close y'all boys. Shoot. How far Alabama State is from Nashville?
4 hours, huh?
4 hours? All right, then, bro. I got it. Let me look at my schedule. Bro.
Let me know. If I can book you for camp, man, let me know, man. We need some speakers, dog.
Hey, yeah, definitely, bro. Let me, baby number 3 about to drop soon.
Oh, man, congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro.
And also, congratulations on the book, too, that you and your wife wrote, man.
Oh, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that, dog. I appreciate that for sure, man. And, I'm going to look at my schedule and everything, whether it's camp, whether it's during the season, bro. Definitely trying to get down there, man, and be able to speak in front of the team, dog. And, hey, I appreciate you for real, bro. I appreciate your words of wisdom, man. I appreciate your perspective, bro. Like giving me insight on, hey, man, look at it like this, not like that, man. And shoot, you already been rock bottom, or you been here before, bro. So just opportunities to learn, bro. Definitely appreciate that wisdom, bro. Man, I wish you the best, bro. Wish you the best. Wish our boy undefeated national championship season, my boy. That, at the end of the day, hey. Undefeated would be amazing, but at the end of the day, like you said, you just trying to get that chip, bro. So however that chip gotta come, hey, wishing y'all get that, bro. Man. So from Tackle Thursday, from me, from the whole podcast, definitely wishing y'all the best, man. Hey, and for everybody that's watching, will watch this, man. Hey, y'all continue to wake up, striving to win on purpose, be intentional about winning, and y'all have a blessed day. Hey, dog. I appreciate you though, Ryan, dog.
Man, appreciate this. Crazy you say intentional. That's our big thing this year. Be intentional.
Yeah, bro. Gotta be intentional about winning, bro. Winning don't happen on accident, bro. Winning happen on purpose. Having the right plans, studying, eating right, exercising, doing the appropriate things, man. And then you give yourself. My coach he told me this. He was like, man, hard work don't guarantee success. Hard work give you an opportunity to be successful, and that's all we want is an opportunity to be successful, and then we'll take it from there and let the chips fall where they fall, though, bro. So, hey, man, I wish you the best, dog. I really apprete you coming on the show.
I appreciate you, dog. I know we like a year late, man, but I appreciate you, guys.
Hey, God timing, bro. Ain't no better timing than that, man. So